Hi guys, Brand here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today I wanted to talk about Nurse having counterplay, because that's been something I've been seeing quite a lot, especially on DVD Twitter, mostly from Nurse mains trying to defend their character, especially with the recent backlash of said character. But I want to talk about how Nurse having counterplay is kind of just, in general, like a incorrect statement, and it's more having to do with like how Nurse functions in general, and very, very little to do with you. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So I think where this comes from is when I read these tweets and I read these conversations about, well, you can have unique pathing versus a nurse, you can try to fake going one way and then suddenly turn the other while facing a nurse. There's a lot of like little things that are like more like mind games. There's not really anything in terms of like solid counterplay, but what they do present is, well, you can do mind games. You can do these mind games, and if you do these mind games correctly, then you're counterplaying the nurse. But the problem with the basis of her counterplay being mind games is that at the end of the day, even if you're a very smart player, that's really just a guess. At the end of the day, no matter how good of a player you are, that's realistically just a guess. You are really just guessing what the nurse is going to do versus what you want to do. It's just a guess. It's not something that's solid. It's not something that would consistently be good against them. It's just a guess. Did you win the guess? And people think that this works because they go into games and they do perform a really good mind game, and then the nurse misses their swing or something. So they think, oh, well, ergo, see, this character does have counterplay. And that's not true. Guessing right and having counterplay are not mutually exclusive concepts. Just because you guessed correctly does not mean that you counterplayed the nurse. The nurse, if she was a better player and could ID you better and kind of get a better idea of what you would do in that scenario, and if she won the guess, there was nothing you could do. And good nurses, as you've probably found out, as there's been so many of them lately, especially if you're looking at like the nightlight stats, where there's tons of nurses out there in the field right now, is that good nurses don't guess wrong a lot. they guess wrong very infrequently, which makes them very frustrating to face, because let's bring it down to brass tacks here. You just messed up her blink. If she misses you, she can go through walls, and if she has range, she can basically get to you basically anywhere within a chase. Like there's no way you're gonna like W key away from a good nurse. It's just not gonna happen, especially if she has the right add-ons. So she just messed up her blink. It's simple as that. I know that's like painful to hear, especially for people that are like on the side of like, no, nurse is fine, nurse is okay. But like, if you somehow avoid a nurse, the nurse played incorrectly. It really wasn't you, actually. You didn't really do anything. She messed up. And I've said this before, and I've said this until I'm blue in the face, and I'll say this in every video until I stop believing it, which I don't think will ever happen. Hoping the other character messes up is not counterplay. Hoping the other person messes up is not counterplay. That is not counterplay. Hoping the other person screws up while you have zero or very little input is not counterplay. And that's why Nurse sucks to face. Nurse sucks to face because you're at the behest of the skill of that player, and your skill, for the most part, basically doesn't matter. Because even if you guess right, it was just a guess. It was just a luck of the draw. It wasn't because you actually did anything super crazy. It's just you got lucky, bud. You guessed right. You won the RNG, and you know, God knows there's enough RNG in this game already. So yeah. So yeah, a little bit of a short one today, guys. I was just on DVD Twitter and I was seeing somebody defend the whole nurse has counterplay thing, and I could not have disagreed more. So I kind of wanted to talk about like why I don't think nurse really has counterplay and how guessing doesn't really equal counterplay. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about nurse? Do you think she actually truly has counterplay, or does she not? Let me know down in the comments below. But other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. But if I don't, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.